In the bustling city of Chicago in 1905, a visionary entrepreneur named C.A. Tilt founded Diamond T, a company that would later create one of the most distinctive trucks in American automotive history. While many vehicle manufacturers focus solely on utility, Diamond T took a different path, culminating in their masterpiece, the Diamond T Model 201, which rolled off production lines from 1938 to 1949. The Model 201 earned a unique nickname that perfectly captured its essence, the Cadillac of Trucks. This wasn't just clever marketing. The comparison to Cadillac was rooted in the truck's remarkable build quality and sophisticated design elements. The Model 201's front end featured a horizontal bar grille that bore a striking resemblance to the prestigious 1938 Cadillac 60 Special, making it stand out in a sea of utilitarian work vehicles. At the heart of every Diamond T Model 201 sat the robust Hercules QXLD engine, an inline-six power plant that displaced 236 cubic inches. This mechanical marvel generated 91 horsepower at 3,200 revolutions per minute, featuring advanced engineering for its time, including a gear-driven water pump and 7 main bearings for enhanced durability. Power flowed through a Warner T9 4-speed transmission, carefully engineered with an extremely low first gear ratio to handle heavy loads with ease. The Model 201's foundation was equally impressive, built around an X-braced frame that provided exceptional rigidity compared to its contemporaries. This innovative design helped maintain structural integrity even when pushing the truck's impressive 8,000-pound gross vehicle weight rating. The bare chassis alone tipped the scales at 2,750 pounds, highlighting the substantial engineering that went into every Model 201. Safety wasn't an afterthought for Diamond T. The Model 201 came equipped with Lockheed hydraulic drum brakes on all 4 wheels, featuring generous 14-inch drums that provided reliable stopping power even under full load. This comprehensive braking system set new standards for truck safety in the 1930s and 1940s. The interior of pre-war Model 201s reflected Diamond T's commitment to blending luxury with utility. Drivers were greeted by an engine-turned dashboard, an electric clock, and a distinctive banjo steering wheel, features more commonly found in premium passenger cars of the era. The 2-piece windshield could be cranked open for ventilation, a thoughtful touch that made long workdays more comfortable. Following World War II, the Model 201 evolved to meet changing market demands. While some luxury touches were removed, practical improvements were added, including turn signals, additional taillights, and heavy-duty generators. These changes reflected the shifting priorities of post-war America, where function began to take precedence over form. The Model 201's premium positioning was reflected in its price tag. In 1949, a new Model 201 would set buyers back $1,655, a significant sum that positioned it well above competitors like the Ford F3 one-ton pickup, which cost approximately $200 less. Chevrolet's offerings were also more affordable, making the Model 201 a choice for discerning buyers who prioritized quality over cost. Unlike many truck manufacturers of the era, Diamond T refused to cut corners by sharing parts with passenger cars. Every component was purpose-built for truck duty, contributing to both higher production costs and superior durability. This uncompromising approach to quality meant that only around 7,000 Model 201s were produced during its 11-year production run. Today, the Diamond T Model 201's legacy lives on in the collector market, where these trucks command impressive prices. A fully restored Model 201 can fetch between $37,000 and $50,000, while project trucks needing restoration still command $11,500 to $30,000. These values reflect both the truck's rarity and the high regard collectors have for its engineering and design. The story of one particular 1948 Model 201 exemplifies these trucks' durability and versatility. Originally purchased by a South Dakota farmer, it later found new life as an advertising vehicle for a fur trader. When this truck underwent restoration years later, its original Hercules QXLD engine required only minor gasket replacements. Restoring a Diamond T Model 201 presents unique challenges for modern collectors. Since Diamond T manufactured most components specifically for these trucks, replacement parts can be extremely difficult to source. Many restorers must either fabricate parts from scratch or rely on specialized vendors who cater to vintage truck enthusiasts. In the heart of the 1960s, when American roads were dominated by massive cars and traditional pickup trucks, Chrysler Corporation introduced a vehicle that would challenge the conventional wisdom of automotive design. The Dodge A100, launched in 1964, wasn't just another truck. It was a bold experiment in compact utility vehicles that would leave a lasting mark on American automotive history. The story begins in Detroit, where Chrysler's engineers faced a unique challenge: creating a vehicle that could serve both as a reliable workhorse and navigate crowded city streets. Their solution was the forward control design of the A100, where the driver sat directly above the front axle. At just 174.8 inches long and 75.4 inches wide, the A100 packed impressive utility into a surprisingly compact package. What made the A100 truly special was its versatility. The standard model rode on a 90-inch wheelbase, while its longer sibling, the A108, stretched to 108 inches. This longer version became a favorite among camping enthusiasts during the 1960s RV boom, with companies like Explorer transforming these vehicles into cozy homes on wheels. Under the hood, the A100 offered choices to suit different needs. The base model came with a 170 cubic inch slant 6 engine, pushing out 101 horsepower. For those needing more muscle, there was a beefier 225 cubic inch slant 6, delivering 145 horsepower. But the real game changer came in 1967 when Chrysler dropped in a 273 cubic inch V8 engine, boosting power to 180 horses. The A100's unique design placed the engine between the driver and passenger seats, creating what we now call a mid-engine layout. This wasn't just about being different, it helped balance the truck's weight and improved handling. Drivers could choose between a 3-speed manual transmission or opt for the Load Flight Automatic with its innovative dashboard-mounted shifter. Inside the cab, the A100 took a no-nonsense approach. The interior was simple and functional, though buyers could spring for luxuries like power steering and air conditioning, features that were rare in compact trucks of the era. The 5-window version offered extra visibility, making it easier to maneuver in tight spots. The A100's impact went far beyond its practical applications. It became a cultural icon, appearing in popular TV shows like That 70s Show and movies including Stealing Harvard and the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Even Pixar's Cars featured a character inspired by this distinctive vehicle. But perhaps the most famous A100 of all was the Little Red Wagon. This modified drag racing truck became legendary for its ability to perform wheel stands down the drag strip, thrilling crowds and cementing the A100's reputation as more than just a utilitarian vehicle. Production numbers tell an interesting story. Between 1965 and 1968, Dodge manufactured between 30,000 and 40,000 A100s annually. By its final year in 1970, production had dropped to less than 20,000 units. In total, approximately 107,779 A100s rolled off the assembly line, including all variants, pickups, vans, and window vans. The A100's influence extended into America's counterculture movement. Its compact size and customizable nature made it perfect for the growing van life movement. Young Americans transformed these vehicles into rolling expressions of freedom and creativity, painting them in psychedelic colors and converting them into campers for cross-country adventures. The truck's capabilities were impressive for its size. With a payload capacity of up to 2,130 pounds and the ability to tow up to 3,500 pounds when properly equipped, the A100 could handle serious work despite its compact dimensions. Standing approximately 78 inches tall, it maintained a commanding presence despite its small footprint. Today, the Dodge A100 has found new life in the classic car community. Its simple mechanics make it a favorite among restorers, while its unique design continues to turn heads at car shows and auctions. The truck has even appeared on the popular restoration show Overhaulin', where its potential for customization has been showcased to a new generation. The A100's legacy lies not just in its sales numbers or technical specifications, but in how it challenged conventional thinking about what a truck could be. Its cab-over design maximized interior space while keeping external dimensions manageable. The unibody construction, which integrated the frame and body, was ahead of its time, pointing toward the future of automotive design. The story of the Austin A40 pickup is an example of British ingenuity in the challenging years following World War II. In 1947, as Britain was rebuilding from the ashes of war, the Austin Motor Company launched its A40 series, starting with the Devon and Dorset models. These vehicles would become the foundation for one of Britain's most practical commercial vehicles, the Austin A40 pickup. The year was 1949, and the streets of post-war Britain were crying out for versatile vehicles that could help rebuild the nation. Austin answered this call with the A40 pickup, a vehicle that would serve faithfully until 1954. With its compact 92-inch wheelbase and 13-foot length, this pickup was perfectly suited for both the narrow cobblestone streets of British towns and the muddy lanes of rural farmlands. Under the hood, the A40 pickup packed a modest but reliable 1.2-liter inline-4 engine. While its 40 horsepower output might seem minimal by today's standards, it was more than adequate for the time, allowing the pickup to reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. The engine was paired with a 4-speed manual transmission with a column-mounted shifter that became a familiar friend to countless drivers across Britain and beyond. This powertrain combination proved to be exceptionally reliable, requiring minimal maintenance while delivering consistent performance day after day. The suspension system of the A40 represented a clever balance between comfort and utility. The rear leaf springs were carefully engineered to handle varying loads while maintaining stability, while the front independent coil springs provided a level of riding comfort that was impressive for a commercial vehicle of its era. This suspension setup made the A40 pickup equally capable of navigating rough farm tracks and smooth city streets, contributing significantly to its versatility. The design of the A40 pickup was a masterclass in practical engineering. Its rigid ladder frame provided the backbone for a steel cab that offered superior protection compared to the wooden cabs of earlier trucks. The front end, borrowed from its cousin the A40 Devon, featured distinctive rounded headlights and a split front grille that became instantly recognizable on roads across the British Empire. The bed of the pickup was thoughtfully designed with wooden planks, making repairs and replacements a straightforward task for farmers and merchants who put their vehicles through daily heavy use. The A40's role in post-war reconstruction cannot be understated. These vehicles became essential tools in rebuilding Britain's infrastructure, from delivering construction materials in cities to transporting agricultural products from farms to markets. Their reliability and affordability made them accessible to small business owners who were working to revive the economy, while their versatility made them invaluable assets for municipal services and utilities companies. However, the story of the A40 takes an interesting turn when we look at its presence in Commonwealth countries, particularly Australia. In a fascinating example of international cooperation, Austin would ship the chassis and front bodywork from their British factories, leaving local Australian craftsmen to complete the rear sections. In Brisbane, a company called Charles Hope became renowned for their customized versions of the A40 pickup, creating unique variations with different tray designs and mudguard styles that suited local needs and preferences. The manufacturing process itself reflected the industrial capabilities of the post-war era. The Austin factory employed innovative assembly line techniques while still maintaining a level of craftsmanship that was typical of British manufacturing. Each vehicle was carefully assembled, with particular attention paid to the mounting of the engine and transmission, ensuring optimal performance and longevity. The evolution of the A40 pickup throughout its production years tells a story of continuous improvement. The 1949 model started with 7-inch headlights and a curved front bumper. By 1950, Austin had added vent windows to the doors, a simple but effective solution for Australia's hot climate. 1952 saw the introduction of the mustache grille, an anti-theft feature that added both security and distinctive character to the vehicle's appearance. Interior comfort, while basic by modern standards, was well thought out for its time. The cabin featured simple but effective instrumentation, with clearly visible gauges for speed, fuel, and engine temperature. The seating position was designed to provide good visibility and reduce driver fatigue during long working days. The column-mounted gear shift lever freed up floor space in the cabin, making it easier for drivers to enter and exit the vehicle frequently during their daily rounds. In the early 1950s, the A40 pickup's bed design began to evolve. The initial flat, straight-sided trays gave way to more sophisticated curved side panels, adding both structural strength and visual appeal while maintaining the vehicle's practical nature. These updates reflected Austin's commitment to keeping their pickup competitive in an increasingly crowded market. The cargo area's dimensions were carefully calculated to maximize loading capacity while maintaining the vehicle's balanced handling characteristics. The Austin A40 pickup's influence extended far beyond Britain's shores. From the docks of Sydney to the farms of New Zealand, these reliable workhorses became a common sight. Their adaptability made them popular among various users, from small business owners making local deliveries to farmers transporting their produce to market. The pickup's design allowed for numerous modifications, with some models featuring canvas-covered wooden roofs while others sported fixed steel tops, depending on local weather conditions and regulations. However, by 1954, the automotive world was rapidly evolving. Newer models with more powerful engines and modern features were entering the market. The A40 pickup, despite its faithful service, was showing its age. Austin ceased production of the A40 pickup that year, shifting their focus to more advanced models like the A50, which offered increased power and modernized features to meet the changing demands of the market. Today, the Austin A40 pickup holds a special place in automotive history. While many have succumbed to rust or been modified beyond recognition, the few remaining original examples are treasured by collectors and enthusiasts. These vehicles appear at classic car rallies across the United Kingdom and Australia, where their unique local modifications and rich history draw admiring crowds, serving as tangible reminders of a pivotal period in automotive and social history. The story of the Volkswagen T1 single-cab pickup begins in the aftermath of World War II, when Volkswagen's main factory in Wolfsburg, Germany, faced the challenge of moving parts efficiently around their facility. The solution they devised would change the landscape of commercial vehicles forever. In the late 1940s, Volkswagen workers began modifying their famous Beetle, known internally as the Type 1, to create makeshift transport vehicles. These improvised carriers sparked an idea that would lead to one of the most versatile commercial vehicles ever produced. By March 1950, Volkswagen launched the Type 2 series, distinguished by its now iconic split windshield design. But it wasn't until August 1952 that the true workhorse of the lineup emerged, the T1 single-cab pickup. The T1 single-cab wasn't just another variant of Volkswagen's commercial line. It represented a complete rethinking of what a small pickup truck could be. Unlike traditional trucks of the era, the T1 single cab inherited the Beetle's rear engine layout. This unconventional design choice placed the air-cooled flat-4 engine beneath the cargo bed, creating a completely flat loading surface, a feature that would prove invaluable to its target market of small business owners and tradespeople. The initial models rolled out of Wolfsburg with a modest 1,131 cc engine producing just 25 horsepower. While this might seem underpowered by today's standards, Volkswagen's engineers had a clever solution. They equipped the T1 with reduction boxes on the rear axles, effectively trading top speed for increased torque, exactly what was needed for hauling heavy loads on short delivery runs. The T1's practical innovations didn't stop at the engine. The designers incorporated what they called the treasure chest, a storage compartment beneath the flatbed accessible through side doors. This ingenious feature provided secure storage without compromising the main cargo area. The flatbed itself featured drop-down sides, making loading and unloading a simpler task for workers. For those needing weather protection, Volkswagen offered a canvas tilt kit that could be fitted over the cargo area. By 1953, the T1 single cab received its first significant upgrade, The smooth drop sides were replaced with pressed panels for added strength, and under the rear deck, a more powerful 1,192cc engine now produced 30 horsepower. The fuel tank was strategically positioned in front of the rear axle, and the engine cooling vents were lowered on the side panels, reflecting Volkswagen's commitment to continuous improvement. The T1's success soon created a pleasant problem for Volkswagen. The Wolfsburg plant couldn't keep up with demand. The solution came in March 1955 with the opening of a new factory in Hanover dedicated solely to Type 2 production. This transition period between 1955 and 1956 produced some unique models featuring distinct fresh air vent designs and cargo floor layouts that would later become prized by collectors. Not all changes were immediate successes. In 1959, Volkswagen ambitiously introduced a new 40 horsepower engine, hoping to address demands for more power. However, this engine proved problematic, leading to widespread reliability issues. In a move that demonstrated their commitment to quality, Volkswagen recalled these vehicles and replaced the troublesome engines with the proven 30 horsepower units. Today, the rare surviving T1s with the original 40 horsepower engine are highly sought after by collectors. The T1 story wasn't limited to Germany. In Brazil, Volkswagen established a production facility that would continue manufacturing the T1 long after European production ceased. These Brazilian-made vehicles featured subtle modifications to handle local road conditions, extending the T1's legacy well into the late 20th century. In the United States, the T1 faced a unique challenge, the infamous chicken tax. This tariff, imposed on imported light trucks, significantly increased the cost of bringing T1 pickups to American shores. As a result, these vehicles became relatively rare in the U.S. compared to their widespread presence in Europe and South America. The T1 single cab's versatility led to numerous specialized versions. The double cab variant, initially modified by a company called Binz between 1953 and 1958, featured distinctive suicide rear doors. These early conversions were later replaced by factory-produced double cabs in 1960. Other specialized versions included ambulances with custom tailgates and ventilation systems, police vehicles, and even mobile shops. By the time production of the first generation Type 2 ended in 1967, Volkswagen had manufactured over 1.8 million units. The T1 single cab pickup had earned its place in automotive history not through revolutionary speed or power, but through practical innovation and reliable service. It proved that sometimes the most influential vehicles aren't the fastest or the most powerful, but those that simply do their job well day after day. In the late 1970s, America was going through significant changes. The fuel crisis had transformed the automotive landscape, pushing manufacturers to rethink their strategies. Among these transformations emerged an interesting collaboration between two automotive giants, Plymouth and Mitsubishi. This is the story of the Plymouth Aerosport pickup, a vehicle that represented both innovation and compromise in American automotive history. The year was 1979. While disco music filled the airwaves and Americans were adapting to a new era of fuel consciousness, Plymouth introduced its compact pickup truck to the market. The Plymouth Aerosport wasn't entirely American. It was actually a rebadged version of the Mitsubishi Forte, brought to life through a partnership between Chrysler Corporation and the Japanese manufacturer Mitsubishi. This strategy wasn't unique to Plymouth. During this period, many American car companies were forming alliances with Japanese manufacturers to meet the growing demand for fuel-efficient vehicles. Plymouth's parent company, Chrysler, even released a similar version called the Dodge D50, showing how important this market segment had become. The Plymouth Aerosport was designed with simplicity in mind. It featured a straightforward two-door, short-bed configuration that was typical of compact trucks in that era. The front end displayed a basic but distinctive grille with horizontal bars and square headlights. To attract younger buyers, Plymouth added sporty decals and special aero logos, trying to differentiate it from its Dodge cousin. Under the hood, buyers had two engine choices. The standard option was a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine which provided adequate power for basic transportation and light hauling duties. For those seeking more performance, Plymouth offered an upgraded 2.6-liter four-cylinder engine known as the Astron. This engine featured an innovative technology for its time, balance shafts that reduced vibration, and provided smoother operation. The heart of the Aerosport's fuel delivery system was a Mikuni carburetor. However, this component would later become notorious among owners for its complexity and reliability issues. The carburetor's intricate system of sensors and vacuum hoses often proved troublesome as the vehicles aged. Many owners eventually solved these problems by switching to a Weber carburetor, which offered better reliability and improved fuel economy. Inside the cabin, the Aerosport reflected its practical nature. The interior was basic, featuring vinyl bench seats and manual windows. Most trucks didn't have power steering or air conditioning, as these were optional extras. The standard transmission was a 4-speed manual, though buyers could opt for either a 5-speed manual or an automatic transmission. When it launched in 1979, the Plymouth Aerosport carried a price tag of approximately $4,800. This positioned it slightly above similar offerings from Toyota, which proved to be a crucial factor in its market performance. Plymouth hoped to attract buyers who wanted Japanese efficiency with American branding, but the strategy faced challenges. Sales figures tell a revealing story. In 1979, Plymouth sold around 27,000 Aerosports, a modest number compared to the hundreds of thousands of Toyota trucks sold that same year. The Aerosport faced stiff competition not only from established Japanese brands like Toyota and Nissan, but also from American manufacturers like Ford and Chevrolet, who were introducing their own compact trucks. Plymouth tried to enhance the Aerosport's appeal by offering various customization options. Buyers could add features like roll bars and brush guards, and special decal packages were available for those seeking a more distinctive look. However, these additions couldn't overcome the truck's main challenges: higher pricing than Japanese competitors and Plymouth's limited dealership network. The Plymouth Aerosport's production run was relatively brief, lasting only until 1982. During these 4 years, the truck served as a testament to the changing American automotive industry. While its sibling, the Dodge D50, continued production and even offered a 4x4 option, the Plymouth version remained more basic in its configurations. Today, finding a Plymouth Aerosport in good condition is a rare occurrence. The trucks were often used for work purposes, and their thin body panels, combined with minimal rust protection, made them particularly vulnerable to corrosion, especially in regions where road salt was commonly used during winter. However, the Aerosport has developed a dedicated following among automotive enthusiasts. These collectors appreciate the truck's simplicity and its representation of a unique period in American automotive history. Online forums and enthusiast groups share maintenance tips and restoration advice, keeping the memory of this unique vehicle alive. Today, the Plymouth Aerosport serves as a reminder of how the automotive industry has evolved. From its origins as a rebadged Mitsubishi to its current status as a rare collector's item, this compact pickup truck represents a fascinating period of transition in American automotive history. While it may not have changed the automotive landscape dramatically, it helped pave the way for the acceptance of compact trucks in the American market and demonstrated the potential of international automotive collaborations.
The Volkswagen Taro, born from a unique collaboration between Volkswagen and Toyota, the Taro hit the market in 1989. This strategic partnership aimed to bolster Volkswagen's presence in the commercial vehicle sector, specifically in the pickup truck segment. The Taro, essentially a rebadged fifth-generation Toyota Hilux, combined the best of German and Japanese automotive engineering. Produced mainly in Hanover, Germany, the Taro came in various configurations, including two-wheel drive versions with a 2.4-liter diesel engine. It was designed to cater to both the commercial market and private users seeking a dependable utility vehicle. The Taro offered a loading space of 3.1 square meters in its 4x2 configuration and 2.9 square meters in the 4x4 version. Its towing capacity ranged from 1,800 kg to 2,100 kg, depending on the drivetrain, and its payload capacities were 995 kg and 815 kg for the 4x2 and 4x4 models, respectively. While the Taro shared many mechanical components with the Toyota Hilux, the Hilux has continued to evolve over the years, incorporating advanced safety systems, luxurious interior options, and more powerful engines. In contrast, the Taro was simpler in terms of technology and luxury, reflecting the different focus areas of Volkswagen and Toyota. Despite the anticipation surrounding the Taro's launch, it struggled to gain significant traction in key markets like Europe. The lack of distinction from the Hilux affected its identity, and sales figures did not meet the expectations set by either Volkswagen or Toyota. As a result, the partnership concluded in 1997, and the Taro's production run ended without having made a substantial impact on Volkswagen's presence in the light truck segment. However, the lessons learned from the Taro's market performance played a crucial role in the development and launch of the Volkswagen Amarok in 2010. The Amarok represented a significant evolution in Volkswagen's approach, featuring a design entirely their own and better suited to the tastes and demands of the target markets. In conclusion, the Volkswagen Taro, while not a commercial success, represents a noteworthy chapter in Volkswagen's history, highlighting its adaptability and the complexities of automotive partnerships.
The 1968 Chevrolet CST pickup truck is a true classic, part of the legendary CK series that helped define an era in American automotive history. This particular model was born during a time of change, when truck buyers were starting to demand more than just raw utility from their vehicles. They wanted style, comfort, and a touch of luxury too. General Motors saw this trend coming, and in 1967 they completely redesigned their CK pickup line to deliver what customers were looking for. The new trucks had sleeker, more elegant lines and offered features and amenities that were previously unheard of in the world of pickups. Sure, these trucks could still handle tough jobs on farms and work sites, but they were also refined enough to use for everyday driving around town. The CST, which stands for Custom Sport Truck, was the cream of the crop from 1967 to 1970. It came standard with bucket seats, plush carpeting on the cab floor, chrome accents on the hood, gauges and pedals, and numerous other upgrades that set it apart from your average work truck. Now, finding a 1968 Chevy CST today is no easy task, and there are a few reasons why. First off, as the top trim level, it wasn't produced in the same quantities as the more basic models. Plus, those fancy extras like the bucket seats and carpet made it more expensive, which likely limited its appeal to some buyers. But here's the really cool part. The specific 1968 CST we're talking about underwent an incredibly thorough restoration that took a whopping 5 years to complete. We're talking a full frame-off restoration where every inch of the truck was attended to. The body was repainted in its original light green hue, but with a twist. Subtle ghost flames were added to the hood and front fenders for a custom touch. No detail was overlooked during the restoration. All the little exterior bits that often get ignored, like the front bumper guards, door mirrors, gas cap, and tailgate handle, were replaced with reproduction parts to keep things looking factory fresh. It's this kind of attention to detail that makes this particular 1968 CST so special. When you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, the 1968 Chevrolet CST pickup represents a turning point in the world of trucks. It was part of a movement that recognized that trucks could be more than just workhorses. They could be stylish, comfortable, and even luxurious. While it may not have been a huge seller in its day due to its higher price tag and unique features, the CST's rarity today only adds to its allure for collectors and enthusiasts. So there you have it, the story of the 1968 Chevy CST pickup, a rare gem that embodies the spirit of a pivotal time in automotive history. Whether you're a diehard Chevy fan, a lover of classic trucks, or just someone who appreciates automotive history, the 1968 CST is definitely a vehicle worth admiring. The 1942 Chevrolet AK Series pickup, produced from 1941 to 1947, these trucks were part of Chevrolet's new design direction, which aimed to give their commercial vehicles a distinct look separate from their passenger cars. One of the most striking features of the 1942 model was the updated front sheet metal with a grille that sported horizontal bars on top and vertical bars below. The headlights were also moved to the fenders, giving the truck a fresh, modern appearance for its time. What makes the 1942 Chevrolet pickup even more remarkable is its role during World War II. When the United States entered the war, civilian vehicle production came to a halt in February 1942. However, Chevrolet was given permission to build trucks for high-priority civilian use, meaning they were essential to the war effort. These trucks not only served on the home front, but also played a vital role in logistics overseas. General Motors, Chevrolet's parent company, was heavily involved in the war effort, producing an estimated 854,000 military trucks during this time. They also contributed to munitions production, further emphasizing the significance of these vehicles. Due to the limited production run and their importance during the war, finding a 1942 Chevrolet AK Series pickup today is quite rare. This scarcity has made them highly sought after by collectors, with prices ranging from $20,000 to over $50,000, depending on the truck's condition and originality. The 1942 Chevrolet AK Series pickup is more than just a vehicle. It's a testament to innovation, adaptation, and resilience during one of the most challenging times in history. Its unique design, born from a desire to set Chevrolet's commercial vehicles apart, combined with its invaluable contribution to the war effort, has cemented its place as a true automotive icon. For any classic car enthusiast, owning a piece of this history is an opportunity to preserve and celebrate the legacy of the 1942 Chevrolet AK Series pickup.
The FSO 1500 pickup. The year was 1988, and in the heart of Poland, a unique vehicle rolled off the production line of Fabryka Samochodów Osobowych, or FSO for short. This was the FSO 1500 pickup, a workhorse born from the Polonez family of cars. The Polonez, first introduced in 1978, was a groundbreaking model for its time. Built on the bones of the Polski Fiat 125P, the Polonez boasted a modern design focused on safety, even meeting strict U.S. crash test standards. The 1,500cc engine variant, popular in the early 80s, struck a balance between practicality and affordability. In 1988, FSO extended the Polonez's versatility with the introduction of the pickup version. This rugged utility vehicle shared the same DNA as its sedan counterpart, but was tailored for commercial use. Under the hood, you'd find a reliable 1.5-liter inline-4 engine paired with a manual transmission. It had a top speed of around 93 miles per hour, decent for a pickup of its era. The FSO 1500 pickup embodied the essence of Eastern European vehicle design in the late 80s. Simple, durable, and easy to maintain. It may have lacked some of the bells and whistles of its Western competitors, but it made up for it in reliability and functionality. However, its journey was not without challenges. Its basic features and stiff competition from international brands limited its appeal both at home and abroad. The truck's capabilities were well suited for the economic landscape of Poland, but it struggled to find its footing in the broader market. Critics acknowledged the pickup's utilitarian nature, but also highlighted its lack of refinement compared to other models available at the time. This, coupled with its niche role and limited production numbers, contributed to its relative obscurity in the vintage car community. Today, the FSO 1500 pickup remains a hidden gem in automotive history.
GMC Cavaliero. Produced by GMC from 1978 to 1987, this car was part pickup truck and part personal coupe. It followed in the footsteps of the GMC Sprint, which had been around from 1971 to 1977. The Cavaliero was essentially GMC's take on the Chevrolet El Camino, and both vehicles shared the same platform. Now let's take a step back and look at how the Cavaliero came to be. Its predecessor, the GMC Sprint, hit the scene in 1971 as GMC's version of the Chevrolet El Camino. The Sprint and the El Camino were practically identical, with the main difference being the name. Both vehicles were built on the same wheelbase as the Chevrolet Chevelle station wagon and four-door sedan. In 1978, the Sprint got a new name, the Cavaliero, and it stuck around until 1987. The whole idea behind the Cavaliero was to create a car-based pickup alternative to your standard small to medium-sized pickup truck. And the name Caballero, it's Spanish for gentleman or knight, which was GMC's way of responding to Chevrolet's use of the Spanish term El Camino, referring to El Camino Real or the King's Road. The 1986 GMC Cavaliero packed a punch with a 5.0-liter V8 engine under the hood. It was a rear-wheel drive vehicle and came with the choice of either a 3-speed automatic or a 4-speed manual transmission. The Cavaliero had a wheelbase of 117.1 inches and tipped the scales at around 3,500 pounds. And if you were looking to push the limits, this vehicle could reach a top speed of 105 to 110 miles per hour. The Cavaliero had a distinctive look with its long hood, flat cargo bed, and a front grille that paid homage to GMC's truck lineage. Inside, you'd find a comfortable and functional cabin with materials that balanced durability and style. And when it came to color options, the Cavaliero had plenty to choose from, with two-tone combinations like apple red and frost white being a hit among enthusiasts. Now, here's the thing. The Cavaliero is a rare find. It didn't sell as well as the El Camino, and a lot of people didn't even know that GMC had its own version. As a result, only 30,214 Caballeros were made in total. Today, collectors are on the hunt for these vehicles because of their rarity.
The Mazda Rotary Engine Pickup, REPU. In the mid-1970s, Mazda made a daring move by introducing the Rotary Engine Pickup, or REPU. This vehicle not only showcased Mazda's innovative spirit, but also served as a strategic move to maintain the company's independence in a highly competitive automotive market. The REPU stood out as the world's first and only rotary-powered pickup truck, reflecting Mazda's defy convention philosophy and appealing to a niche market of automotive enthusiasts. At the core of the REPU's uniqueness lies its 1.3-liter 13B Wankel rotary engine. Known for its compact size and high power output, the rotary engine offered a smooth and quiet operation, setting it apart from traditional piston engines. The engine's superior power-to-weight ratio made it an ideal choice for a pickup truck, where performance and efficiency are paramount. However, integrating this unconventional engine into a pickup truck posed several engineering challenges, which Mazda successfully overcame. The Mazda REPU was manufactured exclusively in the United States and Canada, targeting North American consumers seeking distinctive automotive experiences. Production began in 1974 and continued until 1977, with approximately 15,000 units built throughout its run. The majority of these vehicles were produced in the first year, highlighting the initial excitement surrounding this innovative pickup truck. The REPU's rotary engine delivered impressive performance, generating around 110 horsepower and achieving higher RPM limits compared to conventional engines. While its fuel efficiency was moderate due to the rotary engine's characteristics, the REPU compensated with its unparalleled performance and compact design. The vehicle came equipped with a manual transmission, enhancing the engine's responsiveness and efficiency. Over its production years, Mazda introduced minor modifications to improve the REPU's functionality, comfort, and appeal. Upon its introduction, the REPU faced challenges in gaining widespread acceptance, primarily due to concerns regarding fuel consumption and reliability associated with rotary engines. Despite these hurdles, the REPU carved out a niche among automotive enthusiasts who appreciated its unique design and performance capabilities. While not a commercial success in the conventional sense, the REPU left a lasting impression on those who valued distinctiveness in vehicle engineering. The legacy of the REPU extends beyond its limited production run. It played a significant role in influencing Mazda's ongoing commitment to rotary engine technology. While other manufacturers largely abandoned rotary engines, Mazda continued to refine and develop this technology, leading to its implementation in iconic models like the RX-7 and RX-8. The REPU demonstrated the versatility and potential of rotary engines, even in challenging applications like pickup trucks, paving the way for future innovations at Mazda.